Lord, there are two things which I have always experienced and noticed. As everyone knows, my Lord, your Lordships have always been in the intellectual pursuit, reading every subject under the earth, my Lord. But your Lordships have never kept the weight of your Lordship's intellect in dealing with the bar. It's very difficult, my Lord, not to throw the weight of intellect, my Lord. Your Lordships have always avoided. And if I were to, my Lord, call upon to define the term gentleman, the perfect gentleman, Lord, whatever attributes your Lordships have would fit into that definition. I wish, my Lord,
Alex, can
your
I
Lordships are very healthy and very successful life, my Lord.
can I just add with your
Dr.
Lordship's
Singhvi, yes.
permission, Alex? May I add?
Yes, Dr. Singhvi.
Alex, I echo whatever has been said, but I want to add, Alex, only this, that the grace which Justice Bose brings has a very special old world charm. It is a very special grace which he brings to the court. When hearing, when dismissing, it is really a pleasure to argue before him. And I think that is a very big hallmark of his career. Secondly, in my social conversations with him, I've been impressed by his remarkably diverse reading. He plucks out books and topics, and I've searched for them and benefited from reading some of that on very, very diverse topics of great interest. We all wish him very well, more happy reading, less of SLP reading, and all the very best in his new career.
My Lord Chief Justice, permission to address. Lord, so far as Justice Bose is concerned, Lord, I must say that every member of the bar perhaps would join me in, Lord, saying that it had been a privilege and pleasure to appear before your Lordships. Lord, it was really a matter of great joy because your Lordships always, Lord, whether we won, we lost, irrespective of that, your Lordships always endeavored to ensure that a smile was on our faces out, during the course of the hearing. And Lord, that's something which was really remarkable because the respect that, Lord, the bench, Lord, bestows on the bar is something which is so, Lord, important for us, Lord, to be able to reciprocate and, Lord, keep this institution going as it has, Lord, for last, Lord, 7 decades, over 7 decades. So, Lord, your Lordships, Lord, has been a great, Lord, strength to this institution, I must say. Your Lordships have, Lord, dealt with the matters in an extremely independent, Lord, in an objective manner, doing just nothing but justice. And that's something, Lord, which I must say, Lord, the bar has appreciated a lot. We therefore, Lord, express our deep sense of gratitude to your Lordships for all that you have given to us. And we will always remember your Lordships will never go out of our minds, Lord. Grateful to your Lordships, and we wish you lots of joys and happiness.
Mr. Padrijoshi.
Your Lordships, I, on behalf of the Bar Association, Supreme Court Bar Association, appreciate your presence all through. In fact, we enjoyed thoroughly. Your fairness, sir, will be in fact remembered, and you did not decide a case for the sake of justice. You decided equitably always. And that was so fair and probably will be encouraging to everybody anywhere, in fact, and to the Bar Association and to the members of the fraternity. Always, sir, you are so warm and always gave us sane advice whenever we went. We went to request you for a lecture, and you choose the topic. You say that which is topic, and sir, we all are greatly benefited. Your absence will be keenly missed, sir. And also, I'll just echo Justice Chandrachud in saying that a perfect Bengali gentleman, Bhadralok, will be missed in this court, sir, with all intellect and humility.
Mr. Mishra.
Yes, my lord. My lord, on behalf of Advocate on Record, I share the same views as expressed by my lord senior colleagues, my lord. But one thing I find, my lord, that whenever we visited my lord's chamber, my lord, during lunch hour or after lunch hour, my lord was always busy with his work during even lunch time or after the court hours, my lord. So I pray Almighty to give my lords happy, healthy, and prosperous retirement life, my lord. Thank you.
I join in the sentiments which have been expressed by all of you. Our learned brother, Justice Chandrachud Bose, is truly a man of many parts. Well read, but at his heart, extraordinarily equitable, gentle to the core, compassionate, and a judge who has got an unending source of desire to do justice to the last person in the line. Uh, I might share a secret that Justice Bose is only retiring from the Supreme Court. For a long time, we wanted an eminently suitable person to head the National Judicial Academy in Bhopal. And the unanimous vote of the judges was that there could be no better person to fill that role than our academician jurist, Justice Anirudh Bose. And he has very graciously accepted this very onerous responsibility of training not just the judges of the High Court, engaging with judges of the Supreme Court and the district judiciary, because this is like our policy think tank at Bhopal. So Brother Justice Bose is going to be joining our academy at Bhopal. Both of us shared much in common, including a love for reading. And I would get some of the most extraordinary suggestions from him, whether it was an article in The Economist that he had read, which he wanted to share with me, or a book on grammar, which he passed on to me to read very recently. We are going to really miss Justice Bose. As I said yesterday in my presentation, he reflects, you took the words from my mouth, Mr. Patajoshi, the Bengali Bhadralok, including, not the least, his attire of the Dhuti Punjabi. He's always turned out, except yesterday when we held a farewell for him last night. He came very properly attired from a judge's perspective in a suit, because he knew that was such a formal occasion. Otherwise, we've always been delighted at his sartorial elegance, which I think he can now return to. His taste, whether it is in reading or in music or in poetry, whether it's prose or poetry, is really truly eclectic. And I think that reflects what a refined personality he is in more than one sense. He has never allowed his personal tragedies to get the better of his judicial work, and held firm at the most difficult of times in his life, not allowing even a member of the bar or a litigant to know what he has been combating. But I think the institution supports each other, and we've been, over the years, over the last 5 years that he has been a judge of the Supreme Court, we've developed into wonderful friends, and I'm sure we'll keep that tradition alive. So we wish you all the best, brother. Thank you for all the work which you did here. It's been an honor for us to serve in a court where you are a judge. And we wish you all the best in your new assignment, which we hope you will take over very shortly. And now request Justice Bose to say a few words.
First of all, big thank you. With leave of chief, I am addressing you. See, I've learned in these 5 years more than aggregate of what I had learned in my earlier 60 years. Because in Supreme Court, not only you learn the law, but also the life and the life of our nation. Because through these conflict areas only, you get to learn a nation best, about the health of the nation and how to resolve them. Now, essentially, every day, I think being a judge, my experience has been every day I learned something new. So it was my lack of knowledge of which I became aware of. And this continued on a day-to-day basis. And it is essentially the bar which adds both flesh and spirit to a litigation. A judge on his or her own can decide a matter, but the conflicting views, the way it's presented, assists the court in arriving at a just and equitable solution. Well, now I demit office with great satisfaction, and particularly because all of you have been so supportive, helpful during my entire 5-year period. Thank you again.
But in a lighter vein, I may whether that book of grammar is not a pointer to the bar and bench.
And your lordship, we assure that
With
your
my
judgment
learned
and
brother's permission, I'm not returning it back to him.
your lordships, your philosophy expressed through your judgments are not only read by 6 people, it's read by everybody now. And throughout, it's not only the lawyers. In fact, the citizenry also reads your philosophy.
That's what the.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.